Very good. I am here with Roger, CEO of CANIFFF. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. So, I mean, I'll tell you right now, the vibe of the room is immaculate. It is exceptional. I think that you have completely outdone yourself. Tell me, the next 2 days now, because we're participating in this one, what are you the most excited for that you've got lined up?
Honestly, what inspires me the most on nights like this and Tuesday and Wednesday are you. It is the creators of the industry that are pushing boundaries, challenging the narratives, asking the questions, and that's what we see in fashion film. You know, the old genres of what we were used to in seeing fashion content and within film to capture our attention is gone. I'll blame it on the last 2 years with COVID. We were all trapped up at home. We've all seen way too many movies of life, and we want to see something different. We want to see the envelope being pushed a bit. And I'm seeing this resurgence in fashion film where the same stories that you've seen forever are being changed, and the ideas and the concepts have new spins to them. So right when you think you've seen it all, I'm constantly being challenged again.
Absolutely, and I will say you've helped with my introduction to fashion film, and I'm so pleased and honored to be able to say that. And you're absolutely right, the envelope is constantly being pushed. I've seen so much culture, diversity, sustainability, everything. What can we expect from some of the screenings that are going to be the next 2 days in terms of that pushing the envelope that maybe have really surprised and impressed you? If you're allowed to say.
I love that you asked that question. This year, of the hundreds of fashion films we had submitted from well over 50 countries, some of the stories and what is engaging in South Africa, Iran right now, Russia and the Ukraine, China, Japan, Brazil, is they're really showcasing their cultural diversities and just challenging stories that we're not talking about. There's one out of South Africa called Bride Armor, which is literally 30 seconds. And I'll be honest, there was a couple, wet eyes in the room. It was just heartbreaking, a type of a fashion film. So it's not that fun fashion, everybody's pretty. You're selling a lifestyle which maybe doesn't exist. And there's just so many fashion films just challenging that narrative on what is a fashion film, and let's use that platform, as you are doing as well with many of the things you're doing, on sharing stories from designers across the country.
Absolutely, and I would be remiss if I did not mention the huge redesign behind us. Now, you're the only person I can really ask this question to, but Fashion.Film, this rebranding, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about it, what it means for CANIFFF, if things are changing, if it's just an evolution, and maybe even some of the process behind all of this.
So, wow, I'm glad you asked that. So as you can see in the room with the branding, the videos going on, we engaged with a gentleman by the name of Paul Sitch, who is in the corner, talking to Yanka Vanderkolk, Canada's original supermodel. Paul is one of the top 10 typographers in the world for rebranding. And when we had this conversation back in April, he's like, Roger, you are fashion film. It's one way that the world sees Canadians is we are a hot mess of cultures. I come from a German background. My wife is French-Italian. I've said this many times, the population of Toronto, 52% of the population were not born in Canada. So we live and breathe cultural diversity, and that was kind of the inspiration behind fashion film. We're still keeping CANIFFF, Canadian International, but in 2023, our goal is taking this platform, this concept of creatives around the world.
That's so exciting. I'm absolutely psyched. I got to know a little bit about it beforehand, and so it's so exciting to see it in the flesh, see it developed. You're the one who is in charge of me. Do you have any more that you would like to share before I let you mingle with everyone dying to talk to you?
Can you repeat the question?
I'm asking you if there's any more you want to share with me. Any more you want to share with me, since I'm doing my job and you're in charge, because so many people want to talk to you.
Yeah, we're honored to have you. You're just such an icon. You honestly, truly become an icon in this city on engaging, on pushing the buttons and asking the questions, and not necessarily following a narrative that so many of us are used to. that's what I love, is I love this city on how the world also perceives us, where we kind of perceive ourselves in a different way, but the world sees Canadians as this incredible culture that gets along. We can have a conversation from a religious culture, from Muslim to Judeo-Christian to the Jewish culture to Catholicism, and have respect for each other. Cultural backgrounds. I mean, it's just something that I absolutely love, that fashion film not only brings to this country, but how the world also sees what we do with CANIFFF as well. So tonight is exactly that.
You know what?
The last time.
That won't be the first time, but not the last time, and that's okay. You know what? That's okay. I completely agree with what you said. I do think Canada is just like a little representation of the entire globe, and I'm so excited to see what CANIFF's done. I'm so excited for the next 2 nights, and everyone. I don't know if they'll get to see a snippet of this beforehand or after, but it's going to be the party of the week. Almost twice. Thank you so much for finding the time to speak to me.
I'm sorry?
Finding the time to speak to me. Thank you.
So I have to ask you, who are you wearing?
I am wearing Mr. Haque, who actually was featured in one of the CANIFF selected films. Pants, Hilary MacMillan. So as you know, all Canadian all the time. Oh, and wait. I would be remiss if I did not mention Anna V Designs. My little bag and my earrings are NM Creations. All local. All local, you know.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me do this. This is the best day of my life.
Hilary was made for this.
If everyone wants to stay here and compliment me, I'll also take that as well. Like, that works for me. Thank you, Roger.